the idea is I'm sort of immersed into this world, this funeral directors, right, in Nottingham. Mm. But I suppose what's interesting is my relationship at this moment with death.
What were you scared of?
This ending.
But you won't know about it.
Oh, that's even worse.
Like, you won't be conscious of the fact that it's ended.
I just want to live forever, which I appreciate is not on the card.
Like many of us, I find the subject of death completely terrifying.
It's the idea of no longer existing, and it all just feels so final, like that's it, what? Done, finished. I do think culturally as well, I think like the British, we're so awkward about anything surrounding death. And I am completely sat in that camp.
So I've decided to face my fears head on by joining the team at a century-old undertaker's.
I'll spend time with the funeral directors, and they must have to look at it from a certain perspective to be able to be confronted with death so closely.
I'll be going behind the scenes.
Oh my gosh.
To see the usually hidden processes of the funeral trade.
I've said goodbye to people in the chapel of rest, and I've then seen the coffin at the funeral, but that kind of grey area in between, I don't know a huge amount about. You did a bouquet of flowers representing a cup of tea?
Yeah.
Brilliant.
I'll meet families planning funerals for their loved ones.
I'm going to miss him terribly.
And learn why, for many, death isn't to be feared.
It'll be fine.
And explore the role faith plays in today's increasingly secular society.
When you're religious, you're able to lean on that crutch and think, well, they've gone to a better place. But I don't know that, and I don't feel that.
Will seeing what happens to us all when we die help me come to terms with my own mortality?
Yeah, let's see. Let's see how the next couple of weeks play out.
I'm travelling to central Nottingham, to the headquarters of AW Lymn, a funeral directors which has been at the heart of the community for 5 generations. The family-run business has 27 branches and undertakes 3,500 funerals every year. While I'm here, I'll be learning about every step of the process, from death to burial or cremation, to see if normalising death can help me understand this inevitable part of life. Here to greet me is head of the family and company chairman, Nigel Lymn Rose.
Hi, Joe.
Hi, Stacey.
Hello, mate. How are you?
Very good.
Nice to
Nice
see
to meet you.
Likewise. Really,
Nice to
really
meet
nice
you.
to meet you.
Well, I'm sorry to hear that you have some worries about death, but
News has travelled.
Yes.
Do you know what it is? I've got an irrational fear of the inevitable. So I'm hoping I'll come out the other side of this and there'll be total peace.
well, I do hope so, because death is not something to be frightened of. It's something that comes to us all.
Yeah, I have to accept it's slightly out of my hands.
But what we do here is try to arrange a funeral as a celebration of life, going with what the community wants, what the individual family wants, and of course, what the person wanted in their life. So we just try to provide and be as flexible as we can.
OK, well, let's see where I am in a couple of weeks' time. I might be a completely different woman. I'm hoping so.
Well,
During my time at AW Lymn, I'll be based here at the headquarters. which looks after every aspect of each funeral.
That's the mortuary. That's the coffin workshop. They make the headstones here. The florist is round the other side. You are confronted with death, like everywhere you look. So it is unsettling and it is unnerving, but it is fascinating.
I'll be working closely with some of AW Lymm's 140 employees.
Around the side, isn't it?
Starting with funeral arranger Megan, who's worked here for 6 years.
So in terms of the actual funeral, Pat, are your thoughts for burial or cremation?
Today we're helping 80-year-old Pat,
Our budget range.
who is one of a growing number of people planning and paying for their own funeral, despite being given no indication the end is near.
Wicker, bamboo, cardboard.
Yeah, I love that idea.
Yeah.
I think what a waste when people have it all fancy brass handles and all costing a fortune.
Yeah.
Why? It gets burnt and buried.
Things as well to consider is, what you're going to be dressed in as well, if you've got any particular outfit that
Bit
you
of
want
denim.
to wear or...
Bit of denim.
What colour lippy? Because we can make a note.
Yeah, we need to do that.
What's your signature
What shade,
shade?
Pat?
A nice bold one.
Rouge, red.
Oh, yeah, sort of corally red.
You're going to look great. I mean, you look great now, but you're going to look great when you die as well.
I mean, now I'm 80, I think it's important to sort it out and get it prepared. And the more you prepare, making sure everything's sorted, facing your fears, you're dealing with it and get on with living.
Sometimes it's easier said than done, that, isn't it? Because death can feel so terrifying.
Are you worried about it then?
Well, I'm not thrilled at the prospect.
You don't think about it when you're in your 30s.
Weirdly, I do.
What's up here is far worse than the actual reality.
No, I agree with that.
And I think the way I'm getting immortality is the fact that I have a lovely son and grandchildren, and that's part of me in them. And that gives me a lot of comfort.
Thank you. Where are we, Meg? This way?
Yeah, if you want to just follow me this way.
With the average funeral costing over £4,000, many see prepaying as a way of easing financial pressure for those left behind.
Look at this. This is quite exciting, isn't it?
I didn't realise there was quite so much choice.
Yeah, there's absolutely something for everybody.
Look at this.
Yeah, that is
Yeah.
beautiful.
I could have a lie down now.
But
it's so lovely and comfy.
We could get in top and tail, Pat. Right, Pat, stay there. How much do you think this is? Wow, gold, plated. Oh, it's plated.
$3 grand.
£3,000.
Oh, no, it'd be more. 21 grand. 50 grand. 45 grand.
42,499.
Oh, I find it unbelievable.
I think we need to make our way back down to the front of the showroom.
You all end up the same.
You all end up in a box. It's
This is
just
great, isn't
which
it?
box do you want?
So if you are looking for natural burial, then you do have to stick to natural materials. So these are the ones that we have in currently.
You like the
So
wicker?
many choices. I still like the wicker or a bit of cardboard.
Oh my gosh, sorry. It's
all
quite
right.
sturdy, despite that.
Because I'm going to get buried. If it's raining, how does that... If it's cardboard, if I put you on the spot there,
It'll be fine.
do you have big umbrellas?
Yeah.
My introduction to the business of death has so far been positive, although I'm yet to see the more challenging aspects of the job, and that's about to change.
The plan today is, I think I'm with Paul and Caroline. We've got to go and pick up some bodies from the hospital, and then we're to bring them back here. Needless to say, I'm not massively looking forward to this, but it's obviously something they do all the time.
Pallbearer and driver Paul is part of a team that collects up to 30 bodies each week.
Hi, Paul.
Hello.
How are you?
Good things happen.
Either from people's homes or from the hospital mortuary, a place usually kept out of public view.
So, Paul, do you do this every day?
Yes, I do it full time. I've done it for 10 years.
10 years, I mean, that would suggest that you enjoy your job.
I do enjoy the job. It's nice to help families. Initially, obviously, it's a shock when I first saw a person, a body. It was moving, but obviously, as time goes on, the more you see, you get used to it and you deal with it in different ways.
What do you mean the body was moving?
No, when I first saw the body, when I first saw a dog,
Oh, you
dead.
were moved. Do you know how many bodies we need to collect?
I think we're getting 5 bodies and a baby today.
Okay.
Okay.
Right, that's it, yeah. Okay.
Hiya, morning.
Morning, how are you? I'm Stacey. Nice to meet you, Kay.
Morning. Are you all right? Yes, thank you. Yeah, that's everything. Okay, we're going upstairs, downstairs. Here. Okay. So who's this?
Paul checks the identities of the deceased to ensure the correct bodies are taken away.
Is this mother and son? Yeah.
Were some of these bodies related?
Yes, so the patients that fall into Caroline's collection now, so they are actually mother and son, I believe. So unfortunately, I believe she passed away in the hospital and he passed away in the community. Unfortunately, I think only about a week apart, I believe. So it'd be nice to obviously get them reunited and back home as such together.
Alongside the bodies of the mother and her adult son, we're also collecting the body of a baby.
Is that the surname?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Are you all right, Stacey?
Yes, I do. It's so hard when the bags are so tiny.
Yeah, no, it's unfortunately one of the things that you never sort of really get used to as well, I think. So, but no, we give them all the little care that they deserve as well.
It's obviously not the most comfortable environment because it's not something, we're not often exposed to death. And you know, there's a little Moses basket and they sort of gently place the bag in the basket, and you just can't help but think about, you know, the parents of that baby. Caitlin, thanks again.
Thanks, see you later.
best.
Bye-bye.
Okay. God, that's so difficult.
It's not nice. I'm just going to put the fans on because you can probably smell there's a bit of a smell, and obviously hopefully it'll keep the smell pushed back.
Yeah.
Obviously the smell's from one of the decomposing bodies that we have on board.
And that body is decomposing because he hadn't been found for a while.
That's correct. That's correct. Is there anything that you saw there that you wasn't expecting to see, or is it as you'd imagined?
When you're confronted, when it's so close,
Absolutely.
you know, and the smell is a smell that you'll never forget.
It is, and most people won't come across the smell, and hopefully not, will they? So it stands out, doesn't it?
Yeah. Oh, what a job, Paul.
Back at AW Lymm's headquarters, the bodies we've just collected are stored in their mortuary ahead of being prepared for their funerals. The arrangements for all the funerals are carried out by a team of funeral directors.
Nottingham General Office, Kevin speaking. How may I help?
Like Kevin.
All right, thank you. Bye.
Hi. Hello. Am I all right to come in?
Who's been in the business of death all his working life.
What are you doing at the minute?
I've just sent a lady some photographs regarding a coffin that she selected, and I'm now tidying up arrangements for people who we brought into care today, and we're finalising the arrangements just prior to the funeral on Wednesday.
Okay. I was with Paul this morning, and we went to the hospital to fetch those bodies to take into your care.
Right, okay.
So there was a mother and son.
Yes. The mother passed away of natural causes, as expected. Comparatively elderly lady, good life, well lived. Passed away in hospital. The son was younger. I think his death was not expected, but that will be a double funeral cremation next week. There's no minister. It's a very short service, just a family friend. And I've offered to create 5 minutes of something else that we can say, because it feels sad in some circumstances that you have two people who've come to the end of their life and there's nobody there to mourn or acknowledge.
That feels sad. Instinctively, that feels sad. You'll have gone through your life. You'll have met so many different people along the way.
You're really depressed today.
No, do you know, it's interesting.
So much death, and it's just.
interesting.
The point is, working in the funeral profession is that you're made acutely aware that this very fine thread that our lives hang from can break at a moment's notice. And sorry. No, but what I mean is,
I hear
you don't know.
Yeah, no, I hear you.
But you can walk out of there, you get hit by a bus. There are people who tragically have been in homes sleeping and an airplane has fallen on the house. You can't waste your life worrying over what if.
Thank you, Kevin, for being so kind.
Privilege and a pleasure.
Thank you.
A few days in, and it's still hard for me to understand how normal death feels for the people I'm working with. And there's one place that really brings the finality home. The on-site mortuary. There can be up to 80 bodies stored here for an average of 15 to 20 days.
I don't find this easy. I don't find this like an easy space to spend time in. I feel really trippy that this is so enclosed. I'm so claustrophobic.
This is where morticians like 22-year-old Olivia work for up to 8 hours a day with the deceased.
Girls, am I all right to follow you through? Is that okay?
Much of Olivia's job is to wash, dress, and in some cases, preserve the bodies using a process called embalming, which uses chemicals to delay the natural effects of death.
And how long have you been doing this?
So I've been embalming for 5 years.
Have you?
5 years, yeah. I started at Lyms when I was 16.
16? You started in when you were 16?
Yeah.
I mean, arguably it's an unusual occupation for a teenager.
Yeah.
Are people surprised when you say what you do for a living?
Yeah, definitely. I get a lot of questions. Yeah, when I go out and people ask what you do and whatever, sometimes I don't bother to say anything because I can't be bothered with it on the night out.
You feel completely at ease being around bodies all day?
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. I'm used to it, I guess, yeah.
We're much more familiar with what goes on within a funeral, but this is actually so important.
Everybody sees the hearse funeral director and you don't some people perhaps don't even realise that we're here to a degree and what we actually do.
And then once the body's prepared and you've done everything, where will they be taken?
So we'll dress them in here and then we just go through this door. So once somebody's prepared and in their coffin, they'll then be brought into here. So all these coffins have got deceasing ready to go out to the branches that they're going to be viewed at, or for the funeral.
It's fairly non-stop, isn't it?
Yeah, yeah.
You
It's
know,
a
there's
process
never-
all the time.
Yeah.
It's just next.
I don't want it to sound like I'm dehumanising them, but it's like an effective production line, isn't it?
Yeah.
Everyone has their role and everybody has to make sure that they do the correct thing.
Yeah, yeah, definitely.
How did you get on in the mortuary facility?
It's quite oppressive, isn't it?
It can be at times, yes, certainly. When you come to a company of this size and you go in and there's a mortuary there with 80 spaces, if you're not careful, you can get so accustomed to the death that you begin to lose the importance of the fact that irrespective, this may be, you know, case number 13 that the embalming team are working on that day, this might be the 4th deceased we're bringing into care, but as far as that family concerns, that's the only funeral that they are concerned with. We always try to say to people, we will care for your loved one as though they were our own.
So these are the roses for it.
AW Lymn are currently preparing for a large Caribbean funeral, following the death of 65-year-old Edwin, who died of bowel cancer just a few weeks ago. In my role at AW Lymn, I've been invited to attend the funeral, and I want to meet the family left behind.
Hi, Stacey.
Nice to see you.
Nice to see you as well. Yeah, I'm okay. Thanks. Come on in.
Thank you.
His wife of 40 years, Jennifer, and children Carla and Aisha, who are home for the funeral.
Yeah, come on in.
Wow, what a beautiful room.
Thank you. It's a wonderful
this.
view.
Isn't it?
And right at the bottom, we've got a chicken coop with a pen. Yeah, and Edwin made the chicken coop. I was thinking, oh, do I want chickens? I'm working, you're working, who's going to look after them? Then he goes on furlough and it's kind of, we're going to have chickens.
Yeah. And please may you show me your Edwin, these photos. Where's Edwin?
That's Edwin in the middle there, next to my mum. There's him when we had our family portrait done when the children were little.
He was so handsome.
Yeah, he was. He is.
Faith plays a big part in the family's life, which will be reflected in Edwin's funeral.
It hasn't quite hit home yet. I don't think it has fully hit home, but we talked about death in advance many times before. We knew we wanted a burial, and the church was a given because I'm a member there.
Okay.
It's the church we also went to as children. He believed there was an afterlife. It doesn't necessarily mean we believe there was a heaven and there's a hell, but in the fact that his physical body would die and decay, and we wanted to go back to the earth. You know, we came from the soil, we came from the earth, and we are part of that cycle, and that's what we wanted. But we also believe that his spirit would be with us.
Take that if you need to.
Okay, let's have a look. It's not my phone, it's Edwin's phone, but I've
Oh.
kept it on because...
That's Edwin's phone.
Yeah. We've kept it on because there are people that are still contacting him that we need to let know. I'm sad. I'm sad and I'm going to miss him terribly. But we'd prepared each other. And I think having that faith does give you a foundation and a strength.
Hello.
Hello.
I'm Stacey.
Hiya, nice to meet you.
Likewise, really, really nice to meet you. How are you doing?
A bit up and down, but it's just, yeah, try and hang on to the positive memories.
So tell me about your dad.
He's my superhero, so yeah, there was a lot I looked up to him for. He was an inspiration in many ways. Things I do and mannerisms I have, people tell me is like my dad. Yeah. So yeah, I'll miss him a lot.
If you didn't have faith, do you think you would be less accepting of the current situation?
As he was becoming more ill and stuff, the fact that we are faithful, spiritual people helps me deal with his actual illness at the time. I think if we just thought it was the end, that would be, yeah, I think that would be a bit more negative, a bit more morbid, as they would say. But yeah, we believe as he will rise again.
Say something.
Yeah, this is me drinking my wonderful artichoke tea, and the flavour is wonderful.
Knock it back. There you go.
Can we say knock it back?
Oh, hello, Anne.
I'm halfway through my time here at AW Lymn.
Hiya.
And I'm beginning to feel at home.
So this is, I suppose, the main part of the funeral directors, and then we're through here, and I'm with the florists this afternoon, which I'm actually very excited about.
The company spends £200,000 on flowers each year.
Hi, girls. Hello. How are you?
All right, how are you?
Yeah, I'm spot on, Tar.
I'm here to help florist manager Fiona, who oversees around 55 floral tributes each week.
We've done all sorts before. From they tend to like their favourite things. So we've done cars through to cigarette packets, PlayStation games, anything, you name it. Cups of tea, cakes. They ask for it. We even did a jet wash last week. So there's all sorts in there that we do.
You did a bouquet of flowers representing a cup of tea?
Yeah.
Brilliant. Maybe that would be good for me, actually. Maybe I'll go for that. I know where to come.
Yeah.
So you've been here for how long?
Been here 2 years in December. So not very long here, but been in floristry for about 15 years. Yeah.
Has that made you think about death personally? Like, is it something that you've had to kind of wrap your head around, or are you quite chill about the whole thing?
So how I got the job was very strange. I was paying my mum's funeral bill, and I just needed a change of job at the same time. I'd lost my mum and dad within the space of 8 months, and just looking for a bit of change in my career, and mentioned it to the lady who arranged my funeral, told me the job was going, and the rest was history. So it was just by chance paying a funeral bill that I ended up here. But I think that gives me a little bit of peace as well, in a strange way, being here, because it's nice to be able to create nice things for people who they've lost somebody as well. So it's you're putting your heart into it as well as just making stuff for people.
You know, it's my dream job.
Oh, is it?
Like, legit.
Yeah.
But I love flowers.
You can have a go at making something if you like. But we're just, for a petal basket, they'll use these in after a burial. We just literally break them off, And that's it.
That I can manage.
Yeah.
That I can manage. Fine.
How do you feel you're getting on here?
I'm so odd about death, Fiona. I'm just so wobbly about the whole topic, you know what I mean?
A lot of people don't like talking about it.
Yeah. It's a very British thing, isn't it? We're just so awkward about the conversation.
Definitely, definitely. Because there's a lot of other cultures that just like talking about death so much more, that deal with it better than we do. I think everybody puts it off though. You don't plan for it, do you? What about you?
I mean, I quite like the idea of sitting in an urn, so I'm never alone. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So like my family can have me on the fireplace or whatever. Maybe like a marble urn.
Yeah.
Like a high-end urn.
It's the morning of retired builder Edwin's funeral. 350 people are expected to attend. The drivers are preparing the vehicles for the procession. It's one of the largest funeral fleets in Europe.
Remind me how many Rolls Royces there are.
So we have 7 of these Phantom 7 hearses. I'm told there are only 8 or possibly 9 in the world, of which
Wait.
1...
So there's 8 or 9 in the world and you own 7 of them?
That's correct.
Wow.
There was the one that was already built in Italy. There were the 7 built for us, and there was 1 more.
For Jay-Z?
For who?
It's funny how much time you think about what you want your funeral to look like when you're here, you know what I mean? I quite fancy something like this will do me.
Yeah.
Given it's the only one in the world. A wicker coffin, probably. Cremation for sure. The ashes in an urn, in a marble urn, in my family home.
Yeah.
I might change my mind on that, but for now, flowers galore.
The funeral is about the living just as much as it is about the deceased. And although the funeral should reflect the life of the deceased, there needs to be some realisation that part of the health of this country and the health of the world is the way we say goodbye to our friends when they've died.
What are you going to go in?
I think I would be going in the modern fleet.
You want the fleet?
Oh, yeah. It has the wow factor. I don't know what else to call it.
Edwin's funeral is conducted by Nigel.
So, come on now, be honest. Was he a good cricketer?
And the service is led by Reverend Canon Eve.
At the very heart of everything I do is the person in the coffin, really. It's about how do we celebrate that life in a way that sort of captures beautifully the essence of this human being. Eddie long enough to know that there must have been days when he faced his own mortality, that the only reality for him was to lean upon God's unchanging arms.
Edwin wanted a natural burial at a local woodland site, and as Caribbean tradition dictates, friends and family will help fill in the grave.
One of the great things about Caribbean culture is that we have this wonderful way of grieving, because we have this capacity to pull together the grief, the sorrow, and the celebration, the Thanksgiving.
They're like singing him to sleep. Everyone that really loves him, sort of physically laying him to rest.
We don't talk about death enough. One of the great things about our culture is that we bring our children to funerals and they see death.
There's so much emphasis placed on celebrating him. You know what I mean? There's a lot of joy here. There's something really lovely about this style of burial.
In all the experiences I've had so far at the funeral home, I'm still not in any way at ease with spending time with the deceased.
I find it really unsettling, really unnerving, and I always just feel a bit iffy. I just always feel a bit out of sort when I'm near a dead body. But I appreciate that I do need to see what goes on, because I need a full picture of what happens when you pass.
Today, I'm heading back to the on-site mortuary.
And it's not a pleasant space, but you know, it's sterile, it's sanitised, it's cold, there's a certain smell.
I've been allowed to watch the preserving process used on 65% of the funeral home's deceased. Embalming.
Am I right to bring this chair?
Yeah.
Something I'm feeling a little apprehensive about.
Thank you. Okay. The deceased that you're going to be working on now, talk me through what the plan is.
So I've got the deceased out. I've just sutured the mouth.
What does that mean?
To close the mouth. So when somebody passed away, normally their mouth's wide open, and we'll raise the arteries and then pump the fluid around the cardiovascular system.
Okay.
Embalming also enhances the appearance of the deceased and is usually used at the request of the next of kin when the body is being viewed. Some faiths prohibit embalming completely.
And how long has this person, the deceased, been dead?
About 2 weeks.
Couple of weeks.
Yeah.
Will he fill out?
Yes, so it does fill the tissue.
Yeah.
It just plumps the skin.
It looks like it's physically quite hard work.
It can be, yeah.
Yeah. It's quite intense. What is it about this profession that you love?
It's just the difference that you make, because seeing somebody for the last time, that makes an impact on that person's life for the rest of their life, and you don't ever forget it.
I mean, do you often think about your own mortality? Or not really?
I think more than anything, it just makes you, sounds a bit cliche, but want to live your life, because you see so many young people coming through here.
I don't feel as all over the place as I'd anticipated, actually. But there's also something quite kind of human about it, do you know what I mean? And they take great care, and she sort of just put a comb through the hair, so the respect that goes into their work is really commendable.
I always thought the role of a funeral director was all about the funeral. But I've come to realise that much of their work is geared towards preparing the deceased for families to spend time with them before they're put to rest. I've travelled to another branch to meet David as he prepares for a particularly difficult viewing. 10-year-old Lexi died from a rare childhood cancer last week. Her mother is visiting today.
Okay, David. When is the funeral?
It's a couple of weeks away. She loved a horse riding, and on the day of the funeral, the horse that she loved and she loved to ride with is meeting us at the top of the drive at the crematorium and painting us down. It's the tiny personal details mean so much to the family. A lot of the businesses are putting blue bows on and things, and the people are putting all blue bows on for Lexi. Danielle should be here any minute, really, I would think.
And she knows I'm here, doesn't she? And she feels comfy.
She does.
Yeah. Hey.
You're right.
How you doing?
You're right.
Hello, Daniel.
I am, thank you.
Daniel, I'm Stacey.
Hiya, nice to meet you.
So lovely to meet you. I don't want to fall into cliches, but I'm just so sorry.
Thank you so much. That means a lot, thank you. It's no words, it's just...
David was bringing me up to speed. Your Lexi, she sounded wicked.
She was brilliant.
Like a real character.
She was, yeah. So... But yeah, she was a really, really strong girl. Really strong.
Like a mum?
Yes, probably. Yeah. Because I've really just looked after Lexi on my own, generally. So yeah, she'll probably get it from me.
And you've been coming down most days, Danielle?
Yes, near enough every day. I come down to see her. Just doesn't feel normal not seeing her, being beside her. It's just horrible being at home and she's not there.
Do you mind me asking what you say to her when you're in the room with her?
Just how my day's been. But yeah, just let her know that I'm still thinking of her and I love her and I miss her. It's heartbreaking. Sometimes to the point where I just can't handle it. It hurts that much.
It's your worst nightmare come true. And she's so dignified and so kind and so calm. There's blue ribbon on the lamppost. There's another one there, look. It's obviously to show solidarity with the family. Look. Dylan, hello mate, I'm Stacey.
Danielle has invited me over to meet her 14-year-old son Dylan and Katie, the civil celebrant officiating Lexi's funeral. She's here to get to know the family and find out who Lexi was.
So the day is all about just her story, her personality. We want to just give her the best last day.
Yeah.
Yeah?
Yeah, that's fine.
Okay, all right. So we've chosen Dancing in the Sky.
Yep.
Yeah. My Heart Will Go On. Did you choose that, Dylan?
Yes, I did. I just liked the Titanic and I thought the song would match with the theme and everything.
Yeah.
Because obviously Lexi was a wonderful person, so I thought it'd go on.
Yeah.
And obviously it'd stay in our hearts forever, so I thought the song would match perfectly for us all.
Donations to the Lexi May Foundation.
Yes.
Yeah, and this is for
her caravan.
Yeah.
Because she loved her holidays, because we went on a lot of holidays. She just loved being in the caravans.
Yeah. It's going to be like a legacy.
It is. It's going to be Lexi's legacy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Was there a point where she actually knew that she was going to die? She never knew?
No.
No?
No. I was with her when she died. I was holding her hand and I was talking to her and I'm saying, you're just fine, baby girl. You know you've been poorly. You're poorly now. You know you're tired, but you're just going to go to sleep. But I will always be there for you and I'm going to be here.
Mm. And she's always going to be your little girl.
She knew we were all there.
Okay.
But she wasn't in any pain.
No. What are you going to miss the most?
Her attention.
The attention she gave you?
Yeah.
Yeah.
The love and the attention. Because, you know, Stella knows, everybody knows she was all me.
Yeah.
She was like a little leech. So all she wanted was me, me, me.
Yeah. What about you, Dylan?
I was going to say a smile.
A smile. Did she have a good smile?
Yeah, obviously we had a bunch of photos and everything with a smile in it.
We've got to keep going though for a caravan, haven't we, mate?
Of course,
And
you've
that's
got a
what
goal in sight.
we're not going to let her down, are we, Dylan? No.
Like Danielle, many people are now choosing civil funerals. I want to ask celebrant Katie about the support she gives to families just after death that religions traditionally provide.
What an amazing job you have, but it's intense.
It is intense. You're dealing with people at the worst time of their life.
Right.
When I decided to do this, my main aim was to help people. I think sitting with my father when he died, I think that changed me because you actually watch the process.
Yeah.
So you watch the death happen. And I think in my mind, I sort of had to think, well, it must be going to a better place. Do I believe in a blonde-haired, blue-eyed man called Jesus? No. But I believe something carries on. I always tell my families, especially as well if they're going to see their loved one, that's an empty vessel. Their soul is back where they wanted to be, either with you or in their favourite place, or they will live on in other ways. And that's how it is for me.
My time at the funeral directors is approaching its conclusion. And up until now, I've mainly been exploring death through the eyes of those left behind. But today, I'm meeting someone who is having to come to terms with their own imminent death.
How did you feel about what you just saw?
Determined to see her final resting place, 57-year-old Jenny and twin sister Lena have just completed a tour of the local crematorium.
Hiya.
How are you? I'm Stacey.
Hello, Stacey.
Jenny.
Yeah.
Nice to see you.
Lena.
God, you're so alike. This tour was obviously planned.
Yes.
How did you feel this morning, the idea that you were going to come and have a look at...
You see, the thing is, I've accepted that I'm dying. So after that, I'm going to be dead anyway, so I don't know what's going to happen or whatever. But I was all right.
So why particularly did you want to come
Well,
here?
I wanted to come see... I'm very controlling.
She is
But
very
I just wanted to see where my last time will be.
And Jenny, what's the prognosis? What have they told you?
Oh, no, last year on the 22nd of August, they gave me 12 months to live. We call it, I know you shouldn't really say it, but I call it my expiration date.
What is that like? When you're approaching that date?
It was really weird at the beginning. I kept thinking I was going to die, I wasn't going to live, didn't I? I kept thinking, oh, I'm not going to live. But now it's coming up to the year,
these past couple of months, I've really gone for it.
From our point of view, when Jem first found out, it was almost like a grieving initially.
Sure. Yeah.
And then it went to a bit of a lull where everyone sort of forgot about it.
Yeah,
and now
and
it's sort of like
it's
racing to the end.
Yeah.
We're trying to do everything you asked for, aren't we?
Yeah. I've never been so busy in my life.
That's it, yeah. The diary's jam-packed.
Yeah.
She'll be shattered by tomorrow.
It is, though, isn't it? Yeah. I'm not frightened at all of dying. I know it might be a bit rough towards the end, but everybody I've seen, they've died peacefully. And I truly believe that I'm going to die peacefully. The only thing that really upsets me, and I can't get over, is that I'm going to leave.
It's all right, Jen.
I'm going to leave my children and my grandchildren. And that's the only thing that bothers me. You know, I'm not bothered about, you know, the dying part or anything. No, but sorry. But that's the only thing that makes me sad.
Of course. How do you want people to feel the day of your funeral?
Well, I know they're going to cry because we're criers.
Yeah.
You know, we show our emotion.
She wanted us to wear fancy dress and I refused. I said,
yeah,
no
Lena
way.
said we couldn't do that.
So we've compromised with a bright top, haven't we, Jen?
Yeah.
And Lena, from your point of view, you know, can you imagine your life without your twin?
No.
I think that's the hardest, isn't it? You'll be all right. You will.
It's just rubbish. That's all I can say. It's rubbish. The whole thing is rubbish. And I can't do anything to stop it.
No. I mean, I'm lucky. And I say this all the time, but I feel incredibly lucky that I know I'm dying. So I do feel lucky in that way that I've had this time.
We can go out.
Yeah.
Oh, it's sun shining outside.
Oh, it's beautiful, isn't it?
Nice and slowly through here.
The day of 10-year-old Lexi's funeral has arrived.
It's going to be a tough day, but I've got my professional head on now, so I think we're going to be okay. Yeah. Danielle's been down this morning to say goodbye to Lexi. I don't think it'll hit her until afterwards, you know, because she's come down every day to see Lexi. Nearly every day she's come down to see her. The point will come now where she can't come down.
Family and friends, we gather here today with heavy hearts to remember and celebrate the life of a precious soul, Lexi.
Lexi's infectious laugh, her boundless curiosity. Though we mourn the loss of the years that she should have had, we also embrace the precious moments that we were privileged to share.
Bend down. Good. 1, 2. Try now. 1, 2. Brain work. Oh. Good girl. 1 and 2. Oh.
Whatever your relationship is like with death, there's a reluctance to accept that it's inevitable when it's a kid. I just think, how on earth do you say goodbye to
to your child. Yeah, I've no idea how you do that.
We will remember Lexi when the sun shines and even when it rains. The passing of the seasons will help to dull the pain. Heaven has gained a princess, how lucky they are. Now up there with the angels is our own shining star.
Just wondering about those cars this afternoon, whether you need my car or not. Perhaps you could let me know. Thank you. Bye.
As my time at AW Lymn draws to a close, I can't claim that it's cured my fear of death.
I think I'm still apprehensive and wobbly about the whole topic, but it has been useful to see for myself exactly what goes down. I think it is healthy and I think it is beneficial to talk about death, because we don't talk about death in this country. Nigel! I was looking for you to say goodbye.
Are you off then?
I'm going.
Finished today?
Today's my last day.
So tell me, the experience here, has it been as you expected it to be?
I just think I have to surrender to the inevitable. And I think it's important to have conversations, discuss what you would like to happen, but don't obsess over it.
It's a bit like making a will, you know. People think and put off making a will because it's talking about their own end. But it doesn't make it happen.
That's a good point. Just because you're talking about it doesn't mean you're going to speak it into existence.
Absolutely not. Absolutely not.
Yeah.
And it can help to break down the fears of it, as I think you're saying you've found yourself.
Yeah, I've enjoyed my time here.
Well, that's good. It's been lovely to have you here.
Thanks, Nigel. Have a good day. See ya. What this has given me is like a sharp focus. You can either think about it all the time or accept you don't really know the answer to those questions.
Across the purple sky, all the birds are leaving. But how can they know it's time for them to go?